Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a lovely 1997 Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust, reference 16200 in stainless steel, 36mm with a glorious gold salmon sunburst dial and white gold Roman numerals. The 36mm fit is universal, and the watch at 11.8 millimeters thick with a sloped conical bezel will easily slide underneath any dress cuff. Lug-to-lug, this one measures 43.5 millimeters, so I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. Once again, my wrist 16 centimeters for reference and sizing. 20 millimeters, the spacing between the lugs should you wish to accessorize with a strap, and I do feel that given the dial color, this watch is more given to strap accessories than a conventional Datejust would be. Something to key against that salmon, either complementary or clashing, would look delicious. Now let's talk about the bracelet that's fitted. It's a Z code 78360 Rolex Oyster bracelet, and as you can see, satin finish across the top with a pivoted end link, and this is the hollow center link era. The bracelet has a little bit of that vintagey Rolex rattle, but it does not have a marked stretch, so it has pretty much the same structural integrity as when it left the factory in Geneva in the late 1990s. So this one's held up well, polished outer faces as you can see, removable links even then fixed by screws. The clasp is substantial. Its tolerances remain sharp. You can hear the snap of the closure, and you can also see the definition of the crown on the clasp, and this is the first thing to go when a bracelet is tired or excessively refinished. You can see how sharp the 5-point coronet is. There are internal divots that have been drilled so that you can change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp with a strap tool, so you don't necessarily have to remove the individual links of the bracelet. Keep it all together and fine-tune on the fly. The case band is as graceful today as it was then, with a handsome, complex contouring of the polished flanks, and then you can see there was a sharp and still intact break between the flank and the satin-finished lug hoods. You could see the fullness of the lugs and their symmetry from side to side, as well as corner to corner. The watch has been refinished, but not excessively so. You saw that on the clasp, and it's equally true on the case. Twin lock screw down crown, 100-meter water resistance, stainless steel conical bezel, and you can see this was the first generation of the Datejust to feature a sapphire crystal, so that's present and correct for scratch resistance. The dial is a sensational copper gold salmon metallic. You can see the sunburst is highly reactive in the soft light of my light box, and then the white gold applique Roman numerals and white gold hands, white gold Rolex coronet, they contrast lightly, but they add a richness to this dial. It is a little bit like the Haagen-Dazs, I would say, double fudge brownie. That is the flavor I always reference. That perhaps, or rum pecan. That's what I think of when I see a watch so richly appointed as this. You'll also appreciate the fact that there is a little bit of a vintage-inspired railroad minutes and seconds track outboard. The Cyclops eye with the black on white date disc. You have the quick set system, so you can rapidly cycle the watch should it run down, and when it is properly wound, let's fire it up, you do also have a hacking seconds functionality, so you can set the watch precisely against a reference time such as an online atomic clock. Screw the crown down, attain that 100-meter water resistance, and it protects a Rolex manufacturer caliber 3135, 31 joules, 48-hour power reserve, automatic winding. It's the same movement that you'll find in a Submariner, with a full balance bridge and a free-sprung index for shock resistance. It has an overcoil hairspring, actually a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring that allows the watch to beat concentrically, and the hairspring has centered mass because of the overcoil, so it keeps excellent time in any orientation on your wrist or on your dresser at night, enabling the watch to receive a COSC Swiss chronometer certification. This is a handsome and versatile late 1990s Rolex Datejust that still looks contemporary, still wears contemporary, but has a little bit of a vintage cool going on. It's a timepiece that has some evidence of its era with the construction of the bracelet, the double finishing of the lug hoods and the case flanks. At the same time, it's modern enough with 100-meter water resistance, the high beat movement, and the sapphire crystal that you don't have to worry about babying it the way you do with a conventional vintage watch. It's the best of both worlds. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox.